years to get here.
Yes.
Tell us the truth.
For the word or another reason. It is truth. When I fall off future. To travel in time. Is to travel in space. Elephants change oceans.
So I take it aliens took over our future, right?
No.
So you're human. Okay, so you evolved from us.
Yes.
So what are you doing here now?
It's over. Since another is destroyed.
How?
Now, love. Speed over support. Ancestors.
Okay, so how about we concentrate on your time?
The whole believe that world once over. The storms of war torn.
Try me.
Watching the universe. Control circuit. Yes. Control.
Wait, so you know the meaning of life?
Control.
What's the difference?
Something else is spared. Control is subjective. Hold.
So you know how the universe is created.
Yes.
So you think God.
Very fast. One for substance.
Okay, illuminate us. What happens when we die?
There we go. All right, and just a second here. All right. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing? Thanks for joining me here on the Justang Show again on Wednesday, June the 3rd, 2026. And what we have going on today, a bunch of the same stuff. Nobody knows anything. Everybody's lying. One of the major developments that we have had today, however, is that there were major strikes in Russia, as there have been in the past few days. See what we can find out about those, because what this is going to do is we might as well just get to it. We're going to see the use of a nuclear weapon in Ukraine. Because another thing that people have to remember is that Russia has used up their conventional weapons. At some point, they're going to have to start using their nuclear arsenal. And so let's see what we can find out about these strikes in Iran. Go to my history here. I watched, I forgot the guy's name here. Boom, boom, right here, David Hookstead. Yeah, let's play his information right here so we can see what's going on.
Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. I'm filming this on June 3rd. All information is up to date as of June 3rd, and Russia has been hit with a massive attack. The footage is nothing short of shocking. Putin is likely scrambling. It is unbelievable how fast this situation is escalating. This comes right after Russia hammered Kiev with ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones in one of the biggest strikes since the war began. Ukraine is now getting its revenge. So we got a lot to get into. Before we get into it, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge boost to the channel. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. What comes next? How does the war end? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Also, let me know if you like hat or no hat. I love those comments. Fire away below. Hit the notification bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then Instagram, David_Hookstead, X the Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with whatever you got. Now, let's get into it. So I'm going to start by putting this up on the screen right away for you. This is a map of the
Designing a brand
Okay.
shouldn't mean juggling
All right.
expensive design tools.
Now,
drone
the
strikes
significant
that are
thing
underway.
about this is you see how deep into Russia that they're striking. And they have hit targets in
Ukrainian
Moscow.
forces.
And I wish I could give a timeline. But I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I feel like it's sooner than what most people think. I mean, what we've been looking at over the past few weeks is the buildup of troops in Belarus. And it does appear that Russia is preparing for some type of assault on either the Baltics or Europe, I mean, as a whole. I believe the first thing that they'll do is establish a corridor to Kaliningrad, and take that before. You see, if they fire nukes first, then Kaliningrad's gone. Um, so I don't think that they will use nukes until they establish um the corridor to Kaliningrad. But I still believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the scenario we're looking at. And when this happens, you have to ask yourself, what's China going to do? So let's say Russia and Belarus launch an all-out assault on Estonia, Latvia. Okay, let's look at the map. Google Earth. All right. Now let's go take a look at the Baltic states and Latvia. And let's take a look at Kaliningrad. All right, so where we at? No, Poland. So here you go, Kaliningrad, right there. So Ukraine. So you do have Belarus as a major launching area for this assault. Um, like I said, I think one of the first things they'll do is establish this corridor to Kaliningrad because look, and then they'll basically have the Baltic states encircled except for this western route right here to the Nordic states, which are now part of NATO. So I do believe that this is a situation that we're going to see before the use of nuclear weapons. And today, President Trump saying that there's no reason for boots on the ground right now in Iran. Find out exactly what he said, so I don't mark it up. All right, so yeah, this is it. All right, so I don't need a picture. Okay.
Trump gave a lengthy interview to the New York Post and delved specifically into Iran. But two things really stood out to me. One was when he was asked, if diplomacy fails, of course, finding a diplomatic solution to ending this war is his priority. But if that fails, could he see putting boots on the ground in Iran? And the president essentially said no.
We don't need boots on the ground now. Well, we did it. We wiped out much of their military with just bombing. We didn't put anybody on the ground. You don't want to do that. You're so far away.
But at a different point, he was also asked specifically about this very tense phone call that we reported on that he had with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday. Essentially, Trump said he was perturbed with Netanyahu and his actions and aggression toward Lebanon, something that threatened to upend these talks.
I wouldn't say angry. I was a little bit perturbed. At some point, I said, Bibi, we got to stop this. We got to stop it. But I have a very good relationship. We've done well together.
Los Angeles
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Look, I don't know. Let me. Okay. I don't know how well this mic sounds right here. Let me know in the chat. But they put this stuff in the news and this act like it's no big deal and it never happened. But it wasn't just long ago they were talking about a draft. That we were going to have a draft, and that's not what anybody with children should be wanting to see. I've got two boys. One's 7 and one's 2. And, when we talk about starting wars right now, those are the wars that will affect my boys. I mean, if you guys think this is a one and done thing, and, like I said, at some point, Russia's going to go for the Baltic states, and China's going to go for Taiwan. And our government and the people that we've chosen to lead us, apparently their loyalty lies elsewhere. So where are we going to be left? I can't talk today. Where are we going to be left? And don't get me wrong, man. I love this country, man. I love this country. I worked hard, and what this country's taking care of me is how I was able to get my surgery and have my body somewhat fixed back. And I always worked with amazing people, great Americans, and I always worked with Hispanic guys, black dudes, but everybody that had one thing in common. Everybody was trying to get home to their family. So now, that's, they want to destroy the idea of the family. And that's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing by pumping this shit into your Netflix and your kids' shows. What was it? Snoopy had the Happy Pride Month. Yeah. I mean, why is it necessary? It only has to do with one thing. Sexual. Why is it necessary to talk about something sexual in a children's show or a children's IP or whatever, Sesame Street? It isn't. It isn't. But that's what it's all about. If that's not what it's all about, then they wouldn't need to inject it into your children's shows. So, and Pride Month, Pride Month needs to not be a thing. I mean, for God's sake, we've got a whole month dedicated to one of the 7 deadly sins. Congratulations. But I think a lot of people are just over having shit crammed down our throat, shoved in our kids' face. I'm genuine from the bottom of my heart. Like, I don't give a shit what anybody does privately. Like, whatever it takes to get you off, buddy. Like, I don't care. Well, why would you need to have the rage with your balls out and a dog mask on in front of my kids? I just don't understand it. And of course, here's one thing that you can't, in these, pride parades and all this, you can't help but notice the constant mockery of Christ. Yeah, I mean, you see this constant mockery of Christ, mockery of God. But that's what it's all about, mocking God. So, yeah, fine, but that's fine. It's strange to me. It's very strange to me because, when I grew up, it was, people fucked up, but saw everybody still, wanted to be good. You believed in the general good, that everybody wanted to be good, but, just screwed up every once in a while. And, it's, hard to believe that that's not the case, Hard to believe that there's a chunk of people that just want to be downright evil. And, power and wealth seem to be the things that just destroy people that seek it. And, that power, it's the need to feel above another human being. Like when I used to work at the resort, you would hear these wealthy people talk about, normal working class people, and they would always refer to them as the brokens or the poors. And of course, last time I brought up the email between Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Gates, where Epstein asked Bill Gates, how do we just get rid of the poors in general? You think they're not talking about you because you make $200,000 a year? They are, because you're talking about the 1%. These people are wealthy. And yeah, they are talking about you. You see what these people want to do? I mean, they've got AI now. They only needed us for the labor, and now they've got AI, so the need for the general population, for those in control, has declined significantly. All the while, it's obvious to look around, go out. I just go to the grocery store and you look at the general shape of their health. We have been decimated, man. The population of this country has been subject to, I'm sure, some of the most horrific crimes against humanity. It's, and it's gotten this bad over so long because so many people have taken money, kept their mouth shut about something that they knew was beyond a shadow of a doubt evil, or taken part in. I'm sure plenty of people have taken the large sum of money and said, well, as long as I didn't play X part in it. But people say silent for too long, and now we're at an impasse, civilizational impasse. And I think everybody knows it. I think everybody knows it. I think everybody knows that something's about to go down. We can all feel it from the bottom of our heart, but we don't know exactly what it is. And it's in scripture. That's, to me, I can't. And I really do try to be understanding. I've been in some terrible spots. I've made some terrible decisions, so I try to be understanding of people. And I just cannot, for the life of me, understand how somebody with eyes and ears can look and listen to the world today and the things that are happening and not see correlation to scripture and to look at the things that are happening and still be an atheist. I can't get it at all. And I think a lot of it is denial, because people don't want to accept the fact that they're living their life wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong. That's what's wrong with the world today. Everybody's so fucking afraid to be wrong. And, accountability. Because everybody's afraid to be wrong, there's no accountability. But, I just, like I said, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. There was something interesting. Oh, for the love. I wanted to see. Oh, I wonder if it can. Yeah, here we go. Here is. I haven't even watched it yet, but here's Trump bragging about the water, the pool, I believe. Okay, here guys, turn it up.
Well, these are, they just had this done. I'm getting a first glimpse, but that's your size compared, so those are compared to, those are among the tallest buildings in the world, including the Empire State Building, World Trade Center, Sears Tower, Chicago. So if you lay it on its side, you'd take 2 or 3 of them to fill it in, because the width is
Of this and
almost 200 feet
many
wide.
other examples, you know, it's obvious that Trump has an ego, and it's it made me remember specifically. So now, so this is the Project Blue Book alien interview, and of course, for a very, very long time, it was said that it was fake. Blah yada yada. However, now that the UFO files, all this, I don't know about the authenticity of this. I believe that there was possibility.
Okay, yesterday you told us you traveled, and I quote, thousands of light years to get here. Yes.
Remember, it's their little job to deceive.
Tell us the truth, or never be here. So I take it aliens took over our future, right? So you're human. Okay, so you evolved from us. So what are you doing here now? How? Okay, so how about we concentrate on your time? Try me. Wait, so you know the meaning of life? What's the difference? So you know how the universe is created? So you think God?
Let's look at this thing real quick next to let's see, oh man, you know, pretty close there. Pretty close.
Okay, illuminate us. What happens when we die? Okay, so let me get this straight. There's no death, and we all experience each other's lives, right? Okay, so how was the universe created, and why is it so perfectly made for us?
What he want to see if I can find where he describes what led up to the.
Are you scared of me? Because you should be. For nuclear war.
Okay, here you go.
Can you be more specific, please?
Yeah.
Okay, one last thing. What about morality? What are you basing your morality on?
Well, once again, see, well, I thought that was funny. That's how it was described, and I believe he gets a little bit more in depth. This is a man in your time. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Tell me, when does the nuclear war start? Ron, now. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, so, now, tell me, when does the nuclear war start? Okay. By whom? Really, boss? How? Interesting. So is he alive now? Oh, well, great. So just tell me his name and we'll go. Of course. All right, so just tell me what he does.
Let's listen. Oh, let's see what he says specifically. Okay.
So, don't blow up. Only a million lives.
It is this. That right there. a few years ago, I wanted to start a local nonprofit to distribute potassium iodide, okay, to our first responders. Well, and let's see if I can find the original post here. What I was getting at, the whole purpose of this was to show the danger, even from a nuclear plant being hit. You guys remember when the wildfire smoke came from Canada, right? Well, imagine that that's nuclear radiation. And it's, guess what? Protect yourself with potassium iodide. Let's look it up on. Oh, potassium iodide. Let's see. Where is Amazon? Let me see if I can find. Come on, man. Yeah, I think these are the ones I've got. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, and so Sapril. This is a different name, but same general thing. And I mean, you're looking, it's not a lot of money. And you can get the dosing information from the FDA directly. Let's see, I'll go. Boom, here we go. That's my diet. There is a dose. Yeah, here we go. Come on, man. Here we go. Boom. Potassium iodide preparation and dosing instructions for use during a nuclear emergency. This information comes directly from the FDA, and I will post this on the Justang Show Facebook and X accounts. So you guys will have that. Here. Go ahead and do that while I've got it on my clipboard. Can't talk either. All right. And does that put us up to? It does. Hey, Tiffany, we made it to 250 followers. Yeah. Go. All right. I need the birthday thing. I thought this was interesting. And now, you know, there you go. And I brought this point up earlier. Let's look at the 4 different kinds of aliens that they're telling us there are. All right, 4 different kinds of aliens. I'm trying to find the picture. It's really what I want. So I want to point out something here. Here we go. All right, here's our 4 kinds of aliens, guys. And the thing about this, I want you guys to think. If a life form developed millions of light years away. On some planet, we have no idea of the atmosphere, environment, biological differences, the differences in their physical reality. And yet somehow they developed into two-arm, two-leg humanoids. You guys realize that that is statistically impossible itself. These things are from here. They've been from here. And they're going to be here. All right. And they've told you this during the congressional hearing last year over Immaculate Constellation, which was apparently one of the DOD's crash retrieval programs. Congress subpoenaed them and said, we need information about your crash retrieval program. The Department of Defense said, we don't have any information about Immaculate Constellation. Then Congress said, we didn't say Immaculate Constellation. And therefore, the hearing on November 2025 took place. Now, during that, we did learn from a lot of these experts, whistleblowers, and eyewitnesses that these things come out of the ocean. And let's look at the biblical map of the earth. Okay. So, the thing about this is, biblically, no in or out up here. These things are coming from under the ocean. Beyond that, man, I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's been known and conspired that our government was working with these extraterrestrials for some time. And I do have to say that there's a video with a congressional hearing with John McCain in which let's see. I'm not gonna find it. What? Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Here it is.
We're going to recess now for a few.
Okay, so what this video is supposed to be is John McCain questioning a high-ranking military officer here. And during the questioning, the officer goes through some type of medical emergency, and people swear up and down, and people have zoomed in on the video and watched, and people say that this is one of the reptilians, and that he begins to shift. This would correspond with the information that we are given about them, in that their holographic costume or whatever it is will break down in times of intense stress or anxiety or, fear, whatever. So let's take a look at this.
We're going to recess now for a few moments. We'll recess till the call of the chair.
Okay, what you're seeing right here is when General Petraeus passed out June 15th, 2010, and I'm going to go back a little bit right before it happens and talk about a couple things. I made a video a while ago. I made a video years ago, got over 1 million views on a conspiracy channel I had, that after it became monetized because of this video, it was shortly after completely terminated without any strike guideline warnings or anything like that. And it was because of reasons that were unrelated to this video even. They claimed I had hacked into YouTube and done something to the algorithms to make it better or something. It was really, they gave me a bunch more credit than I was ever deserved. However, I know it was because of this video, so I have to be careful with how I explain this video. And basically, Senator John McCain, he's a war veteran. He actually was a prisoner of war. He has seen some of the most incredible things that a human can see. He's seen death right in front of his own eyes. But he looked genuinely afraid when he saw General Petraeus pass out across the room from him as he's talking to him right here. So take a quick look. Yeah, as you can see,
And the best way to...
he notices it
Yeah,
here.
he's genuinely like,
He's like, okay, you passed out. He notices it. You can even hear when he first hits the table.
way to
Listen.
timeline to do what's necessary to succeed rather than set an arbitrary timeline. And the best way
Right there, that kerplunk. General Petraeus has just hit the table with his head. This guy is noticing it, but pretending that, you know, he doesn't know what's going on yet.
to
And now he's like, alright, you definitely just fell on your face. But he's not looking scared yet. He's looking like, what's going on with you, you know? And then he sees something which makes his pupils dilate, and he literally comes forward in his chair, and the guy behind him also pokes his eyes out, all at the same time. Watch.
oh, he
Jumps forward in his chair, now that you're noticing it. Watch.
Whatever he saw made him
See his
jump.
chair move behind him. And now right after that, there's a famous frame that is usually used to say that Petraeus is shapeshifted right here into a reptilian being. However, look at the microphone stand right here. The reason why his mouth looks...
I would like to say something for you guys that are watching. If you can watch something like this and think, wow, that's ridiculous, you ain't going to be able to handle all this coming. Because they're telling us right now that this shit's real. Not only that's real, but this is part of the information that they have about these beings, is that they somehow use telekinesis to... They're not wearing a costume. They're manipulating your mind to see them as a human.
Messed up in a moment. Right here this is actually a microphone in front of his face. You can see it looks like his mouth is like missing right here, but it's actually just the microphone in the foreground. I've also done a lot more research on Petraeus since I first posted this years ago, and I don't get the feeling as much so that he's who I thought he was then, but there's something going on in this video still that I'm going to point out. So you can see that's just a microphone in front of him. He's trying to regain his composure. However, I don't know what Senator McCain saw that scared him, so that's the only evidence I have that he might have still done something strange, is all I can say. But as far as video evidence of any shape-shifting, I don't see that with him here. However, I do see it with somebody else. Longer than this guy's arm when he turns. But just wait, you'll see it again.
People that slowed it down, zoomed in and whatnot.
Video evidence
Scott
of
didn't
any
even touch
shape-shifting, I don't see that with him.
that we will begin a withdrawal. In the words of the Vice President, July of 2011, you're going to see a whole lot of people moving out.
Here we go.
Bet on it.
Right here. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, do you agree with the comment of President Karzai's former intelligence chief that Karzai has lost confidence in the ability of the United States and NATO to succeed in Afghanistan, General?
I do not, Senator. Again, as I mentioned earlier, in fact, we just did a video teleconference, a weekly video teleconference with General McChrystal, He spent the bulk of Sunday with President Karzai in the process of conducting the Shura Council in Kandahar, going to and from with him as well. And in that process, there was certainly no sense on General McChrystal's part, nor on those of the others who were with him, that there was a lack of confidence in the United States commitment to Afghanistan. As I mentioned earlier, the fact that we have more than tripled, will have more than...
Do what's necessary to succeed rather than set an arbitrary timeline. And the best way to...
And I'll tell you what, I have found some other people that zoomed in and doesn't work this video, and I'll do that as well before the next show. We've actually been going now for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right here so that I can still cut the video up and make sure. So I appreciate you guys who have been watching. If you haven't already, please give us a follow. We'll be back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. If you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like if you would. It helps with the algorithm. And thank you guys a lot. Please just get word about the channel out there. Tell people we'll be here live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And actually, let's see if I can get the kids to play something with me.